All right, we're going to test this out. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I see the mic is working. I got a new setup. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. I know it's impromptu. I am going live for the first time in a while. So, what I'm going to do is let me share this out to a few people. If you are watching the live stream for the first time, my name is William from Before the Billions. I talk about technology, how to get into the tech industry. Today, I just want to do like an impromptu live stream and titled it "Quarter Zip Conversations" because I know it's the trend that's going on right now. So let me share this live stream out. Shout out to all the people who are watching the live stream right now, and also all the people who are watching the replay. Really do appreciate you all for tuning in. So let's see. Let me share this video out to a few people. We are going to just be talking about some of the things that's been going on recently. We may be talking about stuff that's in the news, um, just some current events, technology, all those different types of things. So if you're in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear and or see me. That would also be a really good thing to make sure that everybody can hear and see me. Let's see. Can I get the link to this? So I got YouTube up. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear and or see me. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I have not live streamed in a good while. It's been a few months. Okay, so we do have somebody who's in the chat. Vana, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Won the #1 spot. Man, the #1 spot. I had done the #1 spot in so long. Let's see. Where is the link to this video? Let us see. Okay. Yep. So we got another person. We got Little Doug VR. Ellen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Vana. Okay, awesome. We got a good amount of people who are tuning in today. It's great to see so many people, man. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about. I just got back from an AWS event here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you guys do not know, I'm born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I decided to dress up today for the first time, and well, not for the first time, but dress up in a quarter zip in this attire for the first time, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Got a lot of compliments on my attire, but I was just telling people like, hey, the company I'm working for is hiring, and why not dress up for today? So I think I'm really liking this new trend that's going on, right? The quarter zips. If you guys do not know, I'm going to play a video from TikTok, so that way, if you aren't familiar with quarter zips, like the whole trend that's going on, I will play it right quick for you. Share my screen. I hadn't uh, shared this yet. Let's see. So, you know what? It is asking me. Let me see. Where is it? So I have to log back into TikTok. Where is my phone? Let me do this. There we go. All right. Boom. TikTok. And log in to my desktop. There we go. How many of y'all have, like, if y'all use TikTok or not? Let me know if you use TikTok. I know a lot of people use it every single day. A lot of people make money off of TikTok. Let's see. QR code. Boom. Okay. Wait. Man, they have it to where I'm probably just gonna have to pull it up on YouTube. Okay, there we go. The quarter zip movement. So this is it right here. Quarter zips. And I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Quarter zip movement. Here it is. So you guys should be able to see my screen right here. So this is it. See, YouTube wants to ask me all these questions as so I've been seeing this dude. I see him all the time. He does like a whole bunch of different skits and stuff. It's really relatable. Can you guys see my screen? Let me see. Yeah, you guys should be able to see my screen. Awesome. Also, I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to call in too. All you have to do is just click on the link that I'm going to put into the comments, and you guys can join in to the chat. And then call in and be able to talk to me on the stream.
We don't do Nike Tech. We don't do coffee. There's straight quarter zips and matchas around here. He was talking about putting on a Nike Tech to come outside. I told him, what are you doing? You upgraded in life. You wear glasses now. You wear quarter zips now. You don't do Nike Tech. We don't do those. Talk to him.
Yo.
Talk to us.
Yesterday I was in the hood.
Uh-huh.
Today I'm wearing this sweater.
Uh-huh.
I'm in Blank Street, gang. Change your life, gang. Put the tech down.
Tech down. Quarter zips up. You heard? Quarter zips and stop. Come on, talk to us.
And one more thing, we're quarter zip dudes now. We don't do those Nike Techs.
No Amiri, no purple jeans, none of that. Not even aloe. Quarter zips.
We don't drink Arizonas, we drink Starbucks. We wear quarter zips, very demure.
And we go to, this is what I got, a breakfast meal from Starbucks.
I got a cookie. I'm not getting no more snacks.
We don't eat Lay's.
We keep our health.
Very demure, very respectable,
Listen,
stand-up young man.
When I run down, I don't ask for IGs, I ask for LinkedIn. Let me get a connection with you.
Let's build something. Let's actually
go on a coffee chat. Let's go
on a walk.
Yeah, I have a business proposal for you. Me and you for the future.
So I'll say something about that right quick. They're talking about, like, I think really overall what we're talking about right now is just the elegance of wearing a quarter zip, right? It has like an elevated experience. But it's something that's been around for so long. Like everybody used to wear quarter zips and it was never really a trend. You just kind of like put on a sweater. I didn't even know the name of a quarter zip until, more recently. I'm like, oh yeah, they had this trend going on where people are putting on quarter zips, and now it's like a big thing.
And during the few moments that we have left, we want to.
But yeah, this is like the last one play.
We appreciate y'all for joining the movement.
Reggie, can you itch my crack? Bro, who the fuck?
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
I forgot.
Don't fall for it.
I forgot.
Don't fall for it.
I forgot, bro.
Say it. Why did...
That was a nigga moment. I forgot, bro.
Anyway, so overall, let me say what's up to the people who's in the chat. Fiercely Sasha D says, I like the fit. Thank you. Yeah, she's also one of the reasons why I'm wearing the new fit. And then so let's see. It says, greetings, peace, joy, and grace in abundance. It's been a while. Yes, Von Bryant, man. If you guys do not know, Vaughn is the very first person to join on to a YouTube live stream that I've done and donate. As one of the absolute first people to actually donate to the channel, and absolutely was a day one supporter. Thank you so much, Vaughn. It's such a great thing to just come back to YouTube and all your friends and your people are still here. Yep, quarter zip and matcha cappuccino rather than matcha. Yeah, and a mocha cappuccino. Yeah, I definitely would take a mocha cappuccino than the matcha. I don't really like the taste of matcha from the time I've tasted it. I don't know. They say you got to go to a specific place in order to actually enjoy the matcha. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, overall, I wanted to just come back to YouTube, talk about some different topics uh with an elevated experience, right? Yeah, the chai tea. I enjoy a good chai tea. So now we understand the quarter zip movement. We used to wear Nike Techs. I think really when what started the Nike Tech, like the movement there for that trend, was really Ice Spice. And then now, as time has progressed, we're more so moving into the quarter zips or just like dressing up. Last year it was people dressing up in suits. All right. Oh, we got Young Investor. Oh, shout out to Young Investor, man. A day one supporter too, man. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate you, man. BTB is back. Yeah, we are back. We are here. Let me see if my stuff is still working because this is a new setup right here. I'm using my my MacBook instead of my PC. So it's a few differences. I'm using StreamYard again. StreamYard was charging me like $40 a month. I was like, I need to use this thing if I'm going to be like paying so much money just to be able to have StreamYard. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get on to the live stream. Thank you so much, Young Investor. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate every one of the BTB squad. I'm glad that I could just leave for a little while, come back. I'm going to tell you guys about a few things that I've been doing. I'll show you guys some videos and some content and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it is a good feeling to be back. All right, and thank you so much, Young Investor. Right, we were talking about this too. We were talking about this in the Discord. Was dressing up in quarter zips, right? Just dressing up in general. I think it's one of those things where, especially if you're in a corporate environment, it would be good to dress as best as you can. Really, no matter where you go, you're supposed to dress your best or look your best. Yeah, Von Bryant, man. You know what, Von? I gotta find that video of you singing. Oh my gosh, I love that song. It's good to see that you are back. Looks like God has been good to you. You look blessed. Thank you so much. I've been taking care of my health. I've been going to run clubs and running 5Ks. I have just been in a way better space than I was last year. And it's a really good feeling. I went from I'm sure you guys have seen like my previous videos of me talking about when I got laid off. And me getting laid off was really difficult. And I talked about it on my on my live streams and on my podcast and everything. And to go from that to then now being in a position where I can hire talent. So far, I've gotten around 10 to 11 people hired. And it's a really good feeling where you can change people's lives just with, just doing some good work, right? Going from looking for a job to being able to help people get jobs. It's a really good feeling. Um, yeah, and also I've been traveling a lot lately. Been extremely busy, which it's a really good thing. It's a good thing to be traveling, but I have been doing more public speaking and going to conferences. I finally, after 4 years, have been able to go to Afrotech, and I made a video about Afrotech 2 years ago about how I wanted to go and how people were saying how expensive it was. And then now I am able to say that I was able to go a few months ago. Sorry, it was this last month. It was in October. Uh, Great. It was a great conference. I'm glad I was able to go. Met a lot of people, made a lot of connections, got connected with some of the executives over there at Afrotech. So hopefully next year I'm going to be one of the speakers there at Afrotech. It's a huge stage, hundreds of people in attendance in each one of the rooms where people are just talking. They're giving their experiences. It is a really, really good time. Let's see. And also, let me see. Is there anything? Yes, I'll just put it right there. Yeah, shout out to all the people up in the chat, man. That is great just to see Young Investor and everybody else. Oh man. Also, I did put the link in the chat if anybody wants to join on to discuss, like, hey, anything that's going on with you guys. I do want to talk about a few topics too, like how I used to, which can get exciting, right? I see a lot of things coming up. So let me pull it up right quick on the screen because I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be interested in this. So let's see. So Black Millionaires is always posting some stuff. Let me pull it up on. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it like this. Sign in. Log in. There we go. And also, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, my Instagram is the same name as the YouTube channels, Before the Billions. I have Before the Billions everywhere. Right. So let's see. There we go. I told you guys I had to like get acclimated back into working with my MacBook. Let's see. Let's see what the happenings is going on. All right, so I made a video about this, and this came out a little while ago. Boom. Let me know if you can see this. So let's see. Oh, and also shout out to NC Worker. Appreciate you. So I made a video about this when it first came out, like the T app. So you guys remember the T app? Remember when everybody was going crazy about it? It was like the talk of the town, and it became this big cybersecurity risk, right? Well, the company is no longer around. Let me actually pull up the article. So, and this is from BBC. Where remember when everybody was like joining on to the T app, it says my ex stalked me, so I joined a dating safety app. Then my address was leaked, right? Which is pretty sad, but when you think about it, it's more so like a technology thing. Pretty much all of these websites and applications that you're using on a daily basis is going to have some sort of risk, right? Whenever you sign up to them. So, thing is that TApp didn't have anything in place to make sure that your information was not going to be stolen or given away freely, as you'll see, like they were negligent in securing a lot of their data. But I thought it was an interesting story. So let me read through this a little bit and then we can kind of talk about it. Also, I have a few more topics too. So it says Sally was stalked by her ex-boyfriend. After ending the relationship, he would turn up at work and even her friends' houses. She eventually had to move. When she finally got back on the dating scene, she was very wary. She decided to sign up for a new app where women could do background checks and share experiences of men they were dating. Users of the US based T Dating Advice app, which is only available in America, could flag if potential partners were married or registered sex offenders. They could run reverse image searches to check against people using fake identities. It was also possible to mark men as red or green flags and share unproven gossip. All right. So fast forward, right? So that's the purpose of using the app. But in July, the app was hacked. And now we're in November. They got over 70,000 images and they were leaked in several different IDs. But now the app has been taken down from the App Store. So you can no longer download it new. Like if you haven't already downloaded it, you cannot download it now from the App Store. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that it is a good thing that the app is no longer available, right? Because of the negligence, or do you think that um you got a lot of people are desensitized to having their information shared out there with the worst of the world, right? Because I mean, like you go out there and you're most likely like they most likely have a lot of your information without you even noticing. Like if you have any kind of social media, they have a lot of information on you. Okay. Also, something I just saw recently too, and this is more of on the professional side. So put a comment in the chat if you heard of this. So this one was pretty interesting. I saw. So this one I saw on USA Today. So did you guys know that nurses are no longer considered professional degrees? Right? It says nurses professionals. The government's answer impacts students. Right? How many people in here know of some nurses, like extremely integral to like healthcare. Like you need nurses. I believe that they're a professional skill set. Also, shout out to First Gen Corporate. Another day one. I swear. Like all the day ones are coming out. All the day ones are coming out, and I love it. So it says apps are the end of us all. I mean, look, they said that they can replicate people's like whole personalities, right? The reason why you can go on to Instagram or you can go on to YouTube and then you'll see an advertisement for something that you just thought of that you did not even say is because they have so much information about you that you could just, oh yeah, I know he's going to be thinking of this. And that's how they get you. Right? Man, first gen corporate, man. Shout out to first gen. One of the day one supporters, man. I'm glad we got the networkers in the building. Shout out to the networkers. Shout out to all the people who watching the live stream right now. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. All right, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you like the type of content. Tell you guys about if you're interested in technology, tech based roles, what's going on in the industry. I talk about a lot of those things. Yes, yeah. So for Von Bryan says registered nurses are definitely professionals, and I agree. I agree on that. Right, but we'll see. We'll see what their rationale is. This is something that's affecting a lot of people right now. So says the controversy involves a list of graduate level career paths considered professional degrees that could qualify for bigger federal student loans. Okay. So I don't know the reasoning as to why they have changed these degrees to not be professional, but we'll see. All right. So this is new. This is more like recently, November 22nd, right? What's today? Today is the 24th. So it is 2 days, and it got updated yesterday. All right, awesome. So they are talking about it. Let's watch a little bit of this video. Actually, no, that's unrelated to the topic. This is about the military. All right, so let's see. So it says backlash and confusion have swirled after the Department of Education under President Donald Trump left nursing and other professions off a list of professional degrees in a proposed rule over loans. So they're trying to not give out as many student loans to degrees or not give as much money towards specific degrees. So it says, which could affect how students finance their education in the future. The news involves a loose list of graduate level career paths that could qualify for bigger federal student loans. This list of professional programs has a newfound importance as the administration winds down a program that allowed careers off the list to qualify for larger loans. Leaving nursing off the list has been perceived by some as a slight against a vital field. Besides nurses, other degree programs not explicitly included on the select list of professional degrees could see lower loan caps than before. Just about 20% of the nation's nursing workforce has a master's or doctorate level degree, according to the American Association of Colleges of Nursing. Man, that's interesting. I would have never thought that nursing would not be considered a professional degree. Anything to remove financial aid and any kind of funding to help those who need it. Yes, it says Trump will soon understand the importance for nurses as professionals. It's interesting, man. I don't really know the rationale. They didn't really talk about it. Essentially, what they're saying is they weren't explicitly put onto the list. Yeah. Well, we shall see. Let's go a little bit further into it. I won't go too far into the topic. So it says, who is considered a professional student? And so they have a list. Let's see the list. Oop. Oh, so this came out on the 21st. It says nursing is not a professional degree amidst student loan changes. Do they have the list? Okay, here goes the list. It says the definition goes on to list examples of a professional degree, including, and this is pharmacy, dentistry, veterinary medicine, chiropractics, law, medicine, optometry, osteopathic medicine. See, it would have taken me a little bit to be able to say that. It may not be the exact pronunciation, but osteopathic, okay. Podiatry and theology. So theology is a professional degree. Interesting. I didn't think that when I first heard that. I did not think that theology would be a professional degree. But let's go back. So this is actually, let me actually share this tab. So this is it right here. So pharmacy, dentistry, veterinary. So here goes the list here, which is really interesting. It says what degrees are not classified as professional. Multiple graduate programs are left off the professional degree list, including nursing, sparking responses from national organizations and groups advocating for a wider range of degrees to be represented under the umbrella. In an August 28th letter to the Office of Post-Secondary Education, the American Council of Education has pushed for changing the definition and adding more programs, including nursing, architecture, accounting, which is interesting. I also saw that accounting is not considered a professional degree, where you have so many people who are going into that field, right? Accounting, occupational therapy, physical therapy, special education, public health, social work, and more. There's a lot of things that I would think would be professional degrees that are not, which is very, very interesting. All right, because accounting, you'll see an accountant in so many different areas, right? Like you have people who are working in corporate, and that's a professional environment. So I would think that accounting would be on there. It says the American Nurses Association has also expressed concern with the current definition, with association president Jennifer Menzick Kennedy saying in a letter that excluding nursing will severely restrict access to critical funding for graduate nursing education, undermining efforts to grow and sustain the nursing workforce. Right? Very interesting. I mean, hopefully, people are not getting affected in that sense, but I have a feeling that they are. Let's see. Because I think that there's a lot of things that's been going on. All right, so let's see. Anything in the chat? Okay, so we do have something in chat. Oh, shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Gabe A. Man, Gabe A up in the building. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you for your super chat. Thank you. right? Gabe A is another day one. Interviewed him on the channel several times, or had him on the channel several times. Interviewed him on the channel as well. Great guy. Yeah, definitely. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you so much for all the people who are supporting me. I mean, I haven't been on the live streams in so long, right? So it's good to come back and then also still catch up with some of my people. Also, when we talking about professional degrees, right, is also really good. I think it's a really good discussion to kind of talk about professional degrees, right? So I dropped the link if anybody wants to call in. I have another topic to talk about as well, and this one kind of hits home a little bit, right? I'm kind of passionate about it because it affected me. Not the nursing one. I'm not a nurse or anything. I'm a data engineer. So I work with information. I work with data like all the time. So that's my day job. And help other people get into it. I help other people get into data engineering, which I'm really fortunate to be in that situation to be able to help others. Yeah, just building myself up so that way I can help other people. All right, but I gotta get into it because this topic right here has been really interesting. It says, see, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. All right. So this, can you see my screen? Put a one in the chat if you can see my screen. Can anybody put a one in the chat right quick? If you can hear me and see me, if you can see my screen, put a one in the chat. Man, I came back, man. Okay, awesome. So Gabe can hear me. Okay, cool. So we're good to go. Man, we need to have a whole live stream about professional degrees. I think that would be really cool. I wear my quarters up then too, right? You gotta dress up. You gotta dress up in order to get your people back in the building. When we first started the live stream, we had like 25 people. I was like, oh, we are starting off strong. We were starting off strong. Just talking about that. That's how much is trending. Is just saying, hey, quarter zips, and 25 people show up immediately as soon as you start up the stream. Shout out to all the people who been watching from the beginning, all the people watching the live stream right now, and then also people who are going to be watching the replay. Appreciate every single one of y'all. So CBS News came out with this from Money Watch. TSA may start charging a fee for travelers without a real ID or other approved ID. Right. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I told you earlier in the live stream that I have been doing more public speaking, and I love it. My brother asked me the other day, he's like, "Why do you like public speaking so much, or do you ever get nervous?" Right? He's like, "Do you ever get nervous doing public speaking?" And I said, "No, like I don't. Not anymore. At least not anymore. I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years now." So I'm used to talking to people, but then also I just enjoy it. I think of doing public speaking as a way for me to get to the next one, right? Like as soon as I do a speech. Luckily, I got the phone call and opportunity to speak in Philly. So I went to Philly last month for STEM Social Solstice Summit, and it's for people in STEM, so professional degrees. Well, I don't know if they're still professional now based off of the list I just saw, because none of the degrees like computer science or software engineering, they didn't show up on the list that was on USA Today, but it was more so the medical degrees that were professional degrees. So I got the opportunity to speak there, and Philly is only a 2-hour flight. But after my speech was over with, I said, okay, awesome. I'm going to be here for a little while. My flight is early in the morning at 6 o'clock a.m. I got to get back home to Atlanta, Georgia. So I had my flight with Delta, and I just got clear. Right. So I got clear, and clear was free, gives you a free trial for 2 months. So I signed up for it so that way I can get through the TSA a lot more quickly, because I heard the TSA is going to take forever. And I got the TSA. They actually had canceled my flight. So they canceled my flight early in the morning. I said, there is no way that they canceled my flight. And I was like, this is Delta. This is like the premier flight, like this the premier airline that you can go on. So they canceled my flight because the government shut down, and I'm stuck in Philly. And I'm like, okay, let me get the next flight. Right, all the flights were canceled that day for Delta. And I was like, okay, I got to go with a different airline. But then also, that means, and the reason why they canceled the flight is because of the air traffic controllers. So I'm in Philly. I just spent all this money for the Delta flight. I had to cancel it and get my money back. And now I gotta get a different flight from a different airline. I chose Frontier because they were the only ones that were flying that day during that, right around that same time. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I got on the Frontier flight, made it back home, but it was quite the inconvenience to have to cancel the flight and then have to go with a different airline. But luckily, it was just in Philly, and it was only a 2-hour flight. It was like actually like an hour and 45 minutes. It really wasn't even 2 hours, which I love that you can just go to, if you're on the East Coast, you can just go to all the different cities. All the way to New York. New York only takes around like 2 hours and something minutes. So it doesn't take too long at all. So Gabe A, shout out to Gabe A. I got an early meeting in the morning. Okay, I would have jumped on with a quarter zip otherwise. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I am off. I am off for Thanksgiving holiday. So thankfully I have some time. I have some time. And yeah, Gabe, yeah, I had to get on Frontier. Frontier, I'm gonna tell you this, is that Frontier comes in clutch. Frontier, I will tell you, is that they don't have all the other things that like a Delta has, or American, or Southwest, or any of the other airlines have, where you can like have a TV and stuff like that in front of you and watch movies or whatever. They don't have, like, they even have anime, which I thought was interesting. They have anime on flights now. You can watch Crunchyroll if you're into anime. But and then they also don't have Wi-Fi. They don't have any of those things. But I will tell you is that you will be able to get from point A to point B. So Gabe says, I know what you mean, man. When you gotta get somewhere, you gotta get there. Yeah. And I like it. I'll go on Frontier if it means I don't have to be trapped somewhere. And it wasn't too bad. It was like $200, to be able to get from Philly back to Atlanta. And then I had got the refund from Delta, so kind of went towards that. So it wasn't too bad. So let's see. Also, they don't allow for you to have, like, you can have a book bag and like a carry-on bag, but you have to pay for the extra bag. I think it's like, I forgot how much it was. It's like $35 or something like that. $35, $45. It's crazy. So let's get into the article. So TSA is going to charge people if you don't have a real ID. All right, if you don't have a real ID, the next time you fly, it could cost you. The TSA, or the Transportation Security Administration, also, like many people who may be watching this live stream or listening in from wherever to the replay, I did not know what TSA stood for. So, Transportation Security Administration has proposed a rule that would charge travelers who lack a real ID an $18 fee at security checkpoints. They are really trying to get you some, like, you might, at that point, you might as well just get somebody, like, get them an ID. Because I think if you can use your passport, would that not be a real ID? Let me see. Let me see that right quick. Is a passport a real ID? All right, so the answer is a passport a real ID? Yes, a passport is a real ID compliant form of identification and is accepted for purposes that require a real ID, such as boarding commercial flights within the US or accessing federal facilities. This includes both a US passport book and a US passport card. Interesting. I have this right here. Okay, so yeah, you can use a US passport book and a US passport card, which is interesting. Okay, did not know that. See, we're learning. We're learning as we go, right? Let's see. So this notice serves as a next step in the process in Real ID compliance, which was signed into law more than 20 years ago and finally implemented by Secretary Norm as of May 2025. A TSA spokesperson told CBS News, noting that the agency would soon provide additional guidance. TSA is working with stakeholders and partners to ensure both security and efficiency at our checkpoints, embracing biometrics. The TSA is launching a biometric identity verification program at its checkpoints to screen individuals who don't have a real ID or other suitable alternative form of identification, such as a passport. Alternative ID verification methods are time and resource intensive, the TSA said in proposing the fee. Okay, so what do y'all think? Do you think it's a way to kind of force people to just get in, like, it's another tax? Essentially, it's another tax that they're doing on a lot of the people who are probably foreign to the United States, right? May not have a real ID, or people who just don't have real IDs, you know. Anyway, that being said, I have put the link in the chat. I'm gonna go through the chat right quick. Man, I'm sitting here thinking I need to dress up more often. Right? I need to dress up more. I need to go live stream. Need to talk to y'all. Let me just share myself. Need to live stream and just talk to y'all more often because y'all came in the chat heavy. Like, we had so many people who joined on. We got some super chats. We got some day one supporters up in the chat. I can't thank y'all enough, right? We went through some topics. We talked about the quarter zips. I'm gonna play another video from the quarter zip. Let me see. I think it's gonna be interesting. Let me play another video from the quarter zip because I think we hadn't really talked about that as much. But yeah, it is. We hadn't talked about it as much, but I think that this is an interesting trend that's going on right now. Let me just share my screen again. Boom and boom. Let me just play a few more. Oh, they got the cardigan. All right.
It was a little chilly outside today, so I said, you know what? We're going to put away the quarters just for today. Back out the cardigan. Oh, no. This is not a part of the cardigan brand. It's not a part. And another thing, we've upgraded our diets too. We don't eat that fast food stuff no more. We don't eat that oily stuff no more. We don't eat that processed stuff no more. This is organic. And another thing, we got quarter zips now. We got matchas now. Life is different.
All right. It's actually frustrating me. It says experience life from a different lens, but the lens has an extra E at the end.
And another thing, I'm a quarter zip dude now. Simple. I don't do that Nike tech stuff what y'all little boys do. I can't do that. You could take me somewhere. I look presentable. Y'all Nike tech dudes scare me. Y'all put actual fear in my heart. Like, after God, I fear y'all Nike tech dudes, truthfully. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. This is elegant. We support the Nike tech only if you're getting your grades right, you're prioritizing your education, and you're respecting your teachers, your parents. That's the only time we respect the Nike tech. Yeah. Aside from that, quarters and matchas and education. Y'all thought I was gonna miss the opportunity to be a part of a New York Times article, to be interviewed by New York Times. I told y'all 1,000 times I'm a young Ghanaian man from the Bronx. So y'all thought I was gonna miss the chance to be in a New York Times article. You know what my mother would do to me? Come on, let's be real. Let's be real.
I used to be a Nike tech dude just like y'all. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking to put you down. You couldn't tell me nothing about my Nike tech a few years. Come on now, man. Look at me. I was experimenting even. I even backed out a turtleneck for the one time because I was tired. I was tired of being a Nike tech dude. But then I found the quarter zip. And the quarter zip got me in my bag. It got me to presenting about wrongful convictions, real world problems. It got me viral on TikTok. It got me inspiring the youth and the grown men and the women to back out new pieces, new clothing. And I love it and I'm here for it. This is only the beginning of the quarter zip takeover. We taking over the world with this one, not just New York, not just the Bronx, the whole world with this one. I want us as a community to step up in our attire. I want us to dress how we want to be addressed. And it starts with quarter zips. So Jesus loves you. I love you. I want you guys to have a beautiful, blessed rest of y'all day, man. Safety.
All right. They got this like superhero song playing in the background. Let's see. So we got Young Investor in the building. It says, I wear a suit every day. I feel you. But we were just talking about it. Professional degrees, and student loans, and I think that's a really good segue, right? Like you're talking about wearing a suit every day, and of course, because if you wear a suit every day, you have a professional job. But after looking at the list, they were saying that a lot of the professional degrees are no longer considered professional degrees, or at least they're not recognized as professional degrees. So I wonder what that means for working professionals in the industry right now. Does that mean that it's harder to make a specific dollar amount? Right? Like, I thought that was really interesting. It was like nursing was not on there, accounting wasn't on there, and several other ones, physical therapy, several other degrees or graduate level degrees that were no longer considered professionals. I'm like, you're working and you have to wear a suit every day. You're going into an office or some sort of corporate environment, and is no longer being considered a suit. I mean, it's no longer considered being a profession or professional degree or a professional field to go into. Very interesting. But what I can see is going to happen is that you dress up you play the part, you dress for the job that you want to have. But I think that for people who are going to be going into the industry new, them trying to negotiate a salary is going to be a little bit more difficult because the degrees are no longer considered to be professional, despite the amount of work and sacrifice you have to make in order to get into those degrees. So, Young Investor says, I wear a suit every day, but if I could, I'll rock the quarter zip daily too. We really make it pop. Yeah, we really do. I mean, this guy, he went viral. He got a New York Times article written about him, which is awesome. Before the QP, shout out to Free Zone Lou. Appreciate you. He says, salute. Salute, bro. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Young Investor says, that's nonsense. Yeah, it is nonsense. I mean, hey, look. Imagine you work this hard. It takes years to become an accountant or years to become a nurse. You didn't put so much work. And then you had to pay a lot of money. They say after you're an undergraduate, then you have to come out your own pocket for a lot of the stuff. Shout out to Brownie. Shout out to Brownie. Hadn't seen you, Brownie. How's everything going? Right? Say, hey, BTB, I know you got those quarter zips. Yeah. You know what's crazy to me is that before the whole trend popped off, I had some really old polo quarter zips. And I was like, okay, they're really old. They about like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. I need to go ahead and give them away because, I needed to like change up my wardrobe. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I got rid of all my quarter zips and I had to go get a new quarter zip. Like we're getting new quarter zips because I gave them away. Now it's a whole trend, and I had to wear a quarter zip at least once for a live stream. Yeah, it's an elevated experience. I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time. I also want to see, also if anybody wants to call in, the link is in the chat. All right, so link is in the chat. Press on the button. You can join on, talk to me directly. Let's see, because I am so curious. I want to talk a little bit more about the professionals. This is interesting. So let's see. This is posted 7 hours ago. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let me stop sharing because it said it stopped. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me right quick. Put in the 1 in the chat. StreamYard just gave me a notification. Okay, 1 in the chat. Okay, cool. Yeah, StreamYard gave me a notification, said that my audio dropped and lost connection. So I'm not sure why it said that, but you guys can hear me. So I got some 1s in the chat. Awesome. Brownie says, I like the business casual look, or would it be considered smart casual? Yeah, this is smart casual. Business casual. Well, it actually is business casual because business casual is everything but the suit jacket. So this would be considered business casual. So I got my tie, I have my button-up shirt, and then some slacks and some dress shoes. Yep. Got my Oxford shoes, my Oxfords. We're all black today. So I kind of like the fit. I got a lot of compliments on it. I will say that when I went to the AWS event earlier today, I got a lot of compliments on my fit today. So I might start dressing like that. All right. All right. Anyway, let's get to this article right quick because this is coming from the U.S. Department of Education. So it says myth versus fact, the definition of professional degrees, November 24th, 2025. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the act, placed common sense limits on federal student loans for graduate degrees. So this is only for graduate degrees from what it sounds like, not affecting bachelor's degrees. So I guess it kind of makes sense. They do have computer science as a bachelor's degree, but I think they do also have it for a graduate level degree as well. So I did not see that on the list. All right. So it says these loan limits will help drive down the cost of graduate programs and reduce the debt students have to take out. Oh, so this is about specifically government subsidized loans. Graduate students receive, so they say this, but it's talking about only government loans, but private loans are going to be different. So you can run it up on private loans, but private loans, the difference between the two is that government subsidized loans for student loans are going to have a lower interest rate, which is a better thing than going to a private loan servicer, which is going to charge you a lot of interest. And interest will essentially will make it so that way you'll be paying so much money towards your student loans and you won't get anywhere. He was like, man, I've been paying for these student loans for years. You can have a really small loan amount, but then you'll be still paying that same loan off for many, many years. So it says graduate students received more than half of all new federal student loans originated in recent years. And graduate student loans now make up half of the outstanding 1.7 trillion federal student loan portfolio. Under the act, the agency is required to identify professional degree programs that will be eligible for a higher federal lending limits. A negotiating committee convened by the agency has proposed a consensus definition that designates medical, so MD, dentistry, law, and several other high cost programs as eligible for a $200,000 borrowing limit. Students who pursue a degree in other graduate or doctoral programs would be capped at $100,000 in federal loans. Undergraduate students are generally not affected by the new lending limits. Makes sense. So that makes sense. So they're talking about the high cost of getting student loans. So if you were to get, even for some doctoral programs, they may be capped at 100,000, which is interesting. So, and $100,000 is a lot of money, especially with all the interest that you had to pay for it. Certain progressive voices have been fear mongering about the department. This is interesting that this is coming from the U.S. government. have been fear mongering about the Department of Education supposedly excluding nursing degrees from being eligible for graduate student loans. This is misinformation. This fact sheet sets the record straight regarding the proposed treatment of nursing programs under new lending limits established by the act. Okay. So what they're saying is that what we just read was false. So USA Today, so the US government is saying the USA Today is incorrect or fear mongering. Says it's a myth. The Trump administration does not view nurses as professionals because they are not classified as a professional degree. The fact is, the definition of a professional degree is an internal definition used by the department to distinguish among programs that qualify for higher loan limits, not a value judgment about the importance of programs. It has no bearing on whether a program is professional in nature or not. Okay. So it looks like young investor was right. That was some nonsense. Myth: nurses will have a harder time securing federal student loans for their programs, and this will contribute to the nationwide nursing shortage. Department of Education data indicates that 95% of nursing students borrow below the annual loan limit and therefore are not affected by the new caps. Yeah, because if you say $100,000, I don't foresee $100,000 for a nursing degree. $100,000 is a lot of money. That's a lot. Some people say $100,000 ain't nothing. $100,000 with interest attached to it is a lot. Further, placing a cap on loans will push the remaining graduate nursing programs to reduce the program costs, ensuring that nurses will not be saddled with unmanageable student loan debt. It is important to remember that the loan limits are limited to graduate programs and have no impact on undergraduate nursing programs, including 4-year bachelor's of science in nursing degrees and 2-year associate degrees in nursing. 80% of the nursing workforce does not have a graduate degree. That is interesting. So 80% of the nurses don't have a graduate degree. I guess that makes sense. So when they go into more the medical doctorate route, then that's when they will be considered a professional degree. So one thing I wanted to point out is that if you say a professional degree is an internal, what did they say? It was an internal verbiage. Where is it? Internal definition. And so it was an internal definition to the Department of Education. Maybe they should consider changing the name of it to avoid this confusion. Because I was confused myself. I read the article, I read the headline, I read the article from USA Today, and they did not mention that it was an internal definition that the Department of Education uses to just determine how much a graduate degree can accept federal student loans. Right? So let's see. Young investor, shout out to the young investor, man. Worked in healthcare, lots of nurses start out at community college, become a registered nurse, then go to WGU, Western Governors University, or other online programs to become a BSN. $100,000 is overkill for a nursing degree. Yeah. Possible to spend $100,000 if they plan to become a nurse practitioner. All right. So it makes sense. Hopefully they can bring down the cost of these programs so that way people can get in. Yeah. Overall, I think it's pretty interesting. So I read that article and now I look up a different term, and because like the article I looked at from USA Today was sponsored. It was pushed to the top. They use their SEO, their search engine optimization, to make sure they were the first result in Google. And as we have just seen, going to the first result in Google does not guarantee that you will get the right information. Right. So we got the right information from, it looks like the right information from the actual Department of Education. And it makes sense. Their explanation of what they're saying, that professional degree is just an internal definition and not something to say the value of a degree. So the value of the degree still remains the same. It is an integral part of the United States, right? It's an integral part of people's lives and in our economy. So very important, right? A lot of big challenges that people in these degree paths face, but the value and the amount of money that they can request for student loans from the federal government is capped at $100,000 and $200,000 if you're going into a medical doctorate degree. $200,000 is crazy. $200,000 is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I myself would not be trying to spend $200,000 on nothing. Let's see. So, yeah, man, with that being said, I mean, nobody joined on to the live stream, but I got to start dressing up some more, right? We had a lot of people join in on the chat. I have not gone live in a while. So it's just great to be able to come on and then have all these people just join in. It's a good time. Quarter zip conversations, an elevated experience, right? We are back. I may go live more often this week, actually, because I'm off this week. Called off. So I got a little bit of time on my hands, and I want to hang out with you guys. So that being said, yeah, got the cut, got the fresh cut, got the quarter zip, got my tie and button-up shirt and everything. It's a good time. Shout out to all the people who are watching the live stream right now, and also all the people who are watching the chat. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Because if you're interested in topics like this or technology, then you're in the right spot, right? We talk about all things data, technology, getting into the tech industry, talking about the industry and different topics. So I'm excited. I'm excited. We have a lot of great things coming up. I've been doing a lot of public speaking, so I've been traveling. I'm going to be posting some of the content from there, and it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I have my goal for 2025 was to be an international speaker. Well, we have made a lot of progress to it, because last year I was struggling. To be able to get my first speaking engagement at a conference or tech event, whatever it was. I got one in mid-October, I got one in mid-October, my first speaking engagement, and that was at Motion Recruitment, and that was because somebody saw me and saw that I've been posting on my LinkedIn and knew that I would be a good person to be able to speak to the audience. My very first speaking engagement, it was around 100 people, right? And I got up in front of all these people and was able to do it. I'm gonna tell you guys, I got denied from all these different speaking engagements. So I got my first one, and that started me off. So this year was my goal was to go international. I have gone nationally. So I have done so far. I've done a few here in Atlanta. So I think I've done maybe 4 or 5 here in Atlanta this year. I have gone to like tech conferences, and I spoke at tech conferences in Seattle, Washington, and Philly. I just told you guys Philly. And I'm looking forward to more. Right, I have another one coming up on December the 3rd, which is going to be really good. Right, this one is virtual, so it's talking about AI in practice. And matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in the chat because they have tickets available. If you guys want to hear me speak, it's virtual. You don't have to go anywhere. You had to, you don't have to spend no money. The TSA is not going to cancel your flight to this virtual conference. Let me see. Here it is, right here. So this is it. This is it right here. I'm going to be speaking here. This is a virtual event called AI in Practice, December 1st through the 5th. I am speaking on December 3rd at 2:15, from 2:15 to 2:45. Right, AI in Practice. Let me see. Here's our speakers. So I got my boy Dwight. Dwight is a awesome guy, right? He's a speaker. He was a part of the Black Genius Academy. I would talk to him I would literally go on Discord and get on our morning stand-ups for the Black Genius Academy. And he was one of the guys up in there. He's a really cool dude. All right. Avalon Bingham works at Drive Capital. Really cool guy. I saw him the other day. I was leaving from the office over there by Georgia Tech. Talking to him. He also runs AI Tinkerers here in Atlanta, Georgia. AI Tinkerers is like where people talk about like the project that they're working on using AI. Really cool guy. All right. So it's only $25 to join. To like if you want to join on to the virtual conference, $25 for a ticket. All right. So I know a lot of these people, AD, Slayton, Aaliyah, Gamble, I know a lot of them. We're all like in a speaker circle. And our speakers, oh my gosh, what circuit? That's what it is, a speaker circuit. Michael Cortez, I've known him for many years now. Shannon Jenkins, she is the founder of Connect Create Labs, who is throwing the conference. And here I am. Know a few other people as well. But yeah, so William Orchestrites 40 billions. This is me. Right? So yeah, this is me. I'm going to be speaking here. They spelled my name wrong, getting the link, but it's okay. And you guys cannot see a thing. Oh man, that is crazy. I was sitting up here talking this whole time. This is the link. You know what? That's why you gotta check. That's why you gotta check right there. This is me right here. This is me. This is William from 40 Billions. I sat up here. I showed you guys. I showed myself this whole website. I was talking through it and everything, and was not sharing my screen. Nobody put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen now. Thank you so much, fiercely Sasha D. You're an inspirational man. Keep grinding. We see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So much support. I love it. Absolutely do. How's the new job? Man, Corey Perry 3596. I am loving my job. I'm loving my new job. I cannot say that for any other company, to where I genuinely just like, I'm so thankful every single day to do what I do. I cannot say that I've ever felt that way about any other location, any other place, right? Never felt that way until now. So yeah, man, that is when they ask me about how's the new job, I'm loving it. I am loving it, man. Cause last year, last year I was looking for a job and I was looking like, I don't know about this one, man. It was taking me a little long. It took 6 months. It took me 6 months to find a job, and I finally got it. And I've been there for a year and a month, and I've had several speaking engagements, and I'm like flying out to different states that I've never been to before. There's just a list of them just this year. Seattle, Philly, I've been to Houston. I mean, I've never been to these states before. I've never been to Texas. I've never been to Washington State. I've never been to Pennsylvania before. But to be able to fly out on business, I've been to Chicago because of my job. Like, I went to the NSBE conference. We hired people right then and there. They got a job. I'm talking to them. I'm like, man, I actually was able to help you to land that position. That is a really good feeling. That's why I say, like, last year, me getting laid off, I was like, oh my God, this is like the most stressful thing. But this year is like just a blessing. Genuinely, I had to literally wipe my eye because I don't know why I just started crying. Whew. Yeah. So that's how the job is going. That's how the new job is. Absolutely love it. Man. Von Bryan says, "Be not weary in well doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not." God bless you and keep you. Thank you so much, Von Bryan. You always keep me motivated and positive, right? So we got some ones in the chat. Farman 96, I appreciate you. All right, thank you, Vaughn. Man, we got the big timers up in the building. We got celebrity status up in the building. We got Pocket Watching with JT. Shout out to JT. Thank you so much, JT, for just coming in, watching the live stream, commenting, engaging. I appreciate you, man, guys. I have been watching Pocket Watching with JT religiously for 4 or 5 years or something like that. I remember when JT had I think he had just scraped 1,000. I think it was just 1,000 subscribers, and I got on to Pocket Watching with JT. I've been watching him for years. Man, I think he's over 100,000 now. Man, it is great to see you, JT. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, and salute to you too. Thank you so much, Vaughn. I said, so proud of you, my brother. I appreciate you. And then Young Investor says progress is non-linear, BTB. That is so true. because not everybody's path is going to be straightforward, right? You're going to have some dips and some turns. You know, it's one of those things, right? Yeah, but that's me. I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking on the 3rd. I love the design of this website. What I'm going to do is actually, let me just show you. So this is it right here. I'll put the link in the chat if anybody wants to like tune in. I'm going to be speaking on December 3rd, 2:15 to 2:45. Get some tickets. Right? It's only $25. Yep. Yes, sir. If the mountain were smooth, you would not be able to climb it. Man, that's a bar right there. That is a bar. Oh, wow. That is a bar. If the mountain was smooth, you wouldn't be able to climb it. Ooh. That's nice. All right. See, Farrell got 2 for 2 for me. He got with the sands. Right, you got this one. You got this one. Dropping the gems. Love to hear that. But yeah, that's the link right there. It's the website. I just was going over. I was like, yeah, I know a lot of the people who are going to be speaking. So we got a lot of people who are going to be speaking here for it's a 5-day conference. So yeah, it's really good. Really good to be able to just be on here and speak to the people. I'm also going to be going to another conference as well. So I'm going to this conference. I'm also going to be going to the Hope Global Forums in December. So that's going to be good too. I went last year to the Hope Global Forums, which is at the Signia Hotel here in Atlanta. I'm going to show you guys what the Signia Hotel looks like. Let's see. Man, when I tell you guys, this hotel is so nice. It's in Atlanta. It's brand new. Right? Like I went there last year. Man, when I tell you it is really nice. Right over there by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah. It's big money right there. And then oh yeah, sorry, it's 2025. So this is it right here, Hope Global Forums. The tickets were actually extremely expensive, but I got a sponsored ticket. Yeah, the tickets were extremely expensive. I was like, oh my god, it's like I think it was $2,000 or something like that. It was something. No, it was actually $5,000. It was a $5,000 ticket to go. So I actually got a free ticket to go. Like if you register, well, you had to get registered and everything. But I forgot where it was. It was like $5,000, completely paid for. Like it was a great great event last year. So I'm going to be going to that. I'm going to be speaking at AI in Practice on the 3rd. I'm going to be going here in person. So December 1st through the 3rd. It was a really good time. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. We're an hour and 30 minutes into Quarter Zip Conversations. Right. Quarter Zip Conversations. That's I kind of like that. I might start a trend. I might actually do this as like a thing, right? Quarter Zip Conversations. But I gotta get so many quarter zips in order to kind of switch it up. I can't just wear this quarter zip, so I gotta get multiple other ones. So yeah, and I got a whole bunch of ties. So we got ties and a whole bunch of shirts. Anyway, guys, appreciate you all. Again, if you have not already done it, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, hit the bell notification icon to be notified whenever I come out with new videos on YouTube. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you heard today. Right. And also, like, be on the lookout for more of these videos. I mean, I'm gonna be back like later on this week, so that way you guys can, we can talk and we have some more engagement. We have some. Usually, what I like to do is I go over these different topics, and then also I will have people join on as guests onto the platform. We have a great discussion, getting a lot of value. Hopefully, you gain some value from this conversation today. Right? We talked about some trending topics. Talked about some real facts. Right? Which is really cool. You can't really get that for too many other YouTube channels, right? That being said, especially not in the quarter zip. That being said, guys, I will see you all in the next one. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I really do appreciate it. Shout out to all the people watching the live stream right now, all the people who are watching the replay. I really do appreciate you all. You guys have a good night.